Well, there you have it, man. What we saw was a World Cup winner, showing everybody that he was a World Cup winner. And we saw one of the best disaster classes of the season. So, a lot of pressure upon Mourinho, upon what he's done within the season. Is he going to come sixth? Is he going to get sacked? Is he going to break it up for his third season? And to be honest, based on how fearful I've been for United, it was a very economical, business-like performance. Leicester City had a lot of possession of the game, and they dominated a lot, and there were times when United literally did not sniff the ball for about 10-15 minutes, and you're playing at home. But at the end of the day, Leicester City they didn't really do anything of note. I've forgotten the kid's name, young blonde kid, I think 20 years old. He looks pretty interesting, and I think that they had a very good build-up play with him, with Gray, and Nacho as well. But again, you have to take some shots, and I think that maybe they were just happy just to pass the ball and move the ball around, but literally they were not doing enough to really put De Gea under pressure. They really put De Gea under real pressure in the second half when they were actually playing with a lot more force, when they got 2-0 down. But with regards to United, look, man, Pogba, and see, as I told him, and that's why you need to have the football host, because I was listening to the commentary that guys were saying, and guys were saying, oh no, it's not Mourinho's job to get the best out of Pogba. It's Pogba's job, because Pogba needs to show a maturity and a discipline. And at the World Cup, he showed that. I'm sorry, Pogba didn't do anything at the World Cup that I didn't see him do at Juventus. Okay, if you want to get the best out of Pogba, look at what he did at Juventus. Pogba is a guy that makes things happen. He's a guy that makes things happen, and he's a very, very dangerous guy to have offensively because of how skillful he is, how intelligent he is, and how he's able just to conjure up things just to create an opportunity, a chance, or to get a goal for himself. But he's also good at tackling, and he's also a very good passer as well. But he's a box-to-box midfielder. He needs to be surrounded by other skilled midfielders, but specifically within a guy who sits. A midfield of Pogba, Pereira, and Fred are not winning you anything. They're not winning you jack. They're not winning you jack. And I was speaking to my boy Arif about it, man. Leicester City didn't have anything in attack. They didn't have any bites. A team who actually has some skillful players attacking-wise, offensively, who can actually cause some issue in the last third will beat the United team, because that midfield can't dominate a game. They can't control a game. Pogba is not a controller. Pogba is a box-to-box player. He will help you out tackling. He will help you out moving the ball around and keeping possession and doing a crossfield pass. But you need him in that attacking area. You need him doing skills. You need him being that difference maker that he is, because he's that kind of dude. He's that intelligent dude that can create things out of nothing. So that's what it is. And for Mourinho, it's on you, because you can't force a player to be something he's not. Pogba is not a central midfielder who will totally dominate the game. He's not Modric, he's not Verratti. He's a box-to-box player who you need in the final third. He's a guy who you want sitting just behind your two strikers. You need him there. But I think, Rashford again, I think maybe he was pardoned and so forth. I just thought, he wasn't really playing smart ball. He wasn't really playing smart ball. But I think overall with United, so Mourinho's tactic obviously was like, I think he was happy to have Leicester to have the possession and what they were doing. And it looked good in bits, was using the ball well, using the ball smart when they had a breakaway. So they allowed Leicester City to play a high line. Once they had the ball, they were able to now use the space to move the ball around from left to right. Mata was very, very useful in this. And I told you, Mata is that he has an eye for a pass. He has an eye for a pass. That should be United's number 10. But I thought, Rashford, I think he lost the ball too many times. He was not able to hold the ball up, bring guys into the game. And I don't think there was not much maturity in him being a lone man. Because once you're a lone striker, there's a responsibility of keeping the ball. You can't always dribble with the ball. You can't always run with the ball and then lose the ball. You've got to keep the ball, find a man, and bring other guys into the game. So Rashford has to learn that. And with Fred, and this is what I thought about Fred. Fred can't be that central in midfield. Fred has to play hard. I can already see within him, he's a guy who is an attacking midfielder who plays in the upper third of the pitch. But in that central midfield era, you have to protect the ball. You have to protect the ball if you're in the minefield of the central midfield. He lost the ball too many times, trying to do too many skills to try and get away from his man so he can actually be on the attack. But he kept on losing it because, again, moving to the Premier League, things are a lot faster and a lot quicker. So I think it's going to take some time for him to get used to the speed. but he can't be in that central midfield area. He can't. That midfield balance just isn't working. I think if you don't have the right balance of your midfield, you're not going to be consistently be able to win games. You won't be able to dominate games, control games, and pretty much play the game at your speed. You'll be having those scares that United had, where out of nothing it was 2-1 and they were now trying to get hold of the game. I like what Luke Shaw did. I don't think he's as good as people say he is, but I think the guy is actually a pretty good left back, and I always love players who are able to come back from really horrible injuries. He had a really, really bad, horrible injury against PSV, and how he was able to come back has been great. And I think the goal that he scored, I just thought that was a quality goal. I mean, the finish against the top keeper, it was great. Sanchez is trash as of right now. Before, he's a quality player. The guy has the ability. That has to be one of the worst performances I've seen. I don't think Sanchez did anything right. In that game. He was trash. So I think you all know who my break of the game is. And I think for Sanchez, I don't know, is it that he's heavy, mentally something? Is it just not working? But literally just like he lost the ball, he didn't get past anybody, he didn't create any chances, he didn't make up any ground. He didn't really contribute to the attack. He didn't really make things happen. It was like, there's no point in you being on this pitch. I'm just being real, man. There's literally no point in you being on this pitch. And he's been like this since January. Since he joined United, he's been like this. So maybe Wenger has put a hex on it. Maybe Wenger has put a hex on your boy chest. So yeah, look, man, that dude for me has to be Pogba. I think Pogba showed you his quality, how intelligent he is into being aware of what's around him, making the right passes, the right decisions, whether it's a long pass, whether it's a short pass, whether it's a through ball, whether it's keeping the ball, whether it's doing a 1-2, knowing when to use the skill, how to get away from safe situations. And it was a quality penalty that he took to really set things off. So I think definitely the Walker win has given him the confidence, but I promise you, listen to Halfhope. With the way the midfield is set up and with what Mourinho is trying to tell Pogba to do, being the central midfield general, you'll not get the best out of Pogba. I don't know how many times I've got to say this, and people keep saying, oh no, he's not disciplined. He doesn't know how to play the position. Modric isn't a box-to-box midfielder. He doesn't know how to play that. Vice versa, Pogba is not a central midfielder. He doesn't know how to play that. Pogba is a box-to-box midfielder who must be given freedom. Because I think it was Billy Carragher that said, oh no, it's not about Pogba being given freedom, it's about him being disciplined. No, it's about putting the guy in the right role that suits the kind of player. So he has to be given freedom. In France, because Kante was literally holding the midfield on his own, Pogba was given the freedom to really be able to say, I'm going to go defensively, I'll go to attack, I'll go on the left wing. And you go and look at Juventus. At Juventus, where he announced himself as perhaps the next great player, look at his role. His role at Juventus was that Pogba, you're given the freedom to be wherever you want to be. You don't have to sit in central midfield. That's for Vidal and for Pirlo to do. You can be an attacker. You can come out and help us in defense. You can be on the left. You can be on the right. You can be wherever you want to be, because we know that you're smart enough to interpret the game wherever you want to be, and you're talented enough to be an asset either on the left, on the right, as an attacker, or just behind. That's just how you play Pogba. Brick of the game, Sanchez. Horrible performance, a total, absolute disaster class. He was utter crap, complete and utter crap. I'm going to bump him up. I think he's in class C. I'm bumping him up to class B of the Brick Academy. So Fred is going on the review. Sanchez is getting bumped up to class B. Guys, it's me and man here, Double H. Peace out, stay true. Thank you for watching this video. Think about pledging and become a Half Football Hot patron. Pledge an amount each month and gain access to exclusive videos from your boy, the Football Hot, for more analysis. Peace.